evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 300 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. Joining me on deck tonight is Lucas and Grejio, but before we get into the show, congratulations, boys.
Yeah.
We have tonight achieved something that very few in the past have done. 300 shows will be in the bag, and at this stage, we've still got plans for 301. So
I know. 301.
A 301.
That's really going to be the big show, to be honest.
That'll be the big one.
Yeah. This one's the rehearsal for 301.
No, there's no 301. This is the end. This is Endgame.
Oh, this is Endgame?
This is Endgame?
No.
We're going to click our fingers at the end and just half of us will disappear.
Yeah. Hopefully it's this bit I'm carrying around the middle. So, yeah, congratulations, guys. Well done. We have made it this far. I don't actually know of any other podcasts that have been doing it as long as we have. So, yeah, just...
In general or just about gaming in Australia?
Just in general.
There are some that have, but as in for gaming in Australia? No, I don't think there is.
No.
But even some of the bigger gaming ones too, I haven't seen around 300. So it's been some good years.
Oh, okay. Radicus in the chat is telling us that Aussie tech heads are over 600 episodes.
Good on them.
Nice work.
Okay, fine. You have the lead then. How dare
well, I guess I know who Radicus will be talking to. It might be us.
Well, before we do get started and get into the show, it's with great pain that we bring to you our in memoriam section. Lucas, take it away, mate.
Okay. How do I take that seriously?
Great pain, clearly.
Great pain. And of course, I am taking the piss. We've had a lot of great hosts over the years, or people that have joined us as co-hosts and whatnot. So do you want to run through some of them, mate? We
have. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment here to give thanks to the hosts of the past. And the order that I would read them in is in order of appearance. So, back in 2012, started off with myself in Reprimere. So, good old Reprimere, he's the fantastic teller of the never-ending story. There was actually a point there where I had to bring in the actual never-ending story and fade it up to cut him off. That was good old Reprimere back in the day.
And then if you put one to work like your barracks, you push B and then push 1 or 2 or whatever number it is of the unit you want and all that, and you can actually shortcut your armies. So I have like an army, like my human army set up. I thought that was coming.
Get to the point.
Sorry. I'm never going to ask you a question while you're talking about your week again. Because the guy that always sleeps is never going to get any sleep.
And then shortly after came Thorncliffe, which is our good old Snoogs' little brother. He was famous for sleeping during the very important episode where we interviewed a actual game dev, and he fell asleep and started snoring.
Yeah, Zeus.
From God of War, no, God of War 2 maybe.
There we go. I heard a snore. In the jungle, the swan sleeps tonight. Oh, this is so good.
I think you've invented the first person to ever get paid to sleep.
That was a famous episode. That was funny, that one. So that was good. So
it's a great one. Yep.
Also, there was Chapo. Not a lot of you would probably... I would like to... Actually, I don't know if anybody in here would actually know these names. I know somebody that doesn't join us every week, but does listen to the show every week, who is Rusky Big Muskie. He would know these people. Oh, and Martikins knows them as well. So there was Chapo. He was actually the king of mashing potatoes with a hammer and never being on time for the show. Alright, so this one has a little bit of a background story. We never actually recorded it, but there was a part before we started recording one week where Chapo had actually entered the, a Skype call at the time. But he was away from his microphone, and all we could hear was these ungodly banging sounds, like somebody was using a hammer. And when he finally came back to the mic, he gave the explanation that he was getting dinner ready and mashing potatoes. And we made the joke, of course, that he was mashing potatoes with a hammer. And then the following week, we decided to do what we do best, and this is what happened.
Mate, I was thinking that we may change the Aussie Gamers intro music. I thought that this might be appropriate. Have a listen to this.
Mashed potatoes have qualities that make it a perfect match. And ready to take on butter or gravy. The perfect match starts with choosing the right potato, preferably russet, Yukon Gold, or long white potatoes.
Who knew that there were more than one type of potato?
First, you should wash the potatoes.
You gotta wash the potato?
Now,
listen.
Cut the potatoes into 1.5-inch chunks.
Did you do that?
Place in a saucepan and cover with water.
Cover with water?
1 teaspoon of salt
Not
to
just
water
put them in
if you
water? Oh dear.
Then there was Milesy. It was Insane Milesy was his name, and he was known for having the old, the 60s radio presenter voice. He would often talk like he was doing a 60s radio or television commercial. And he was also very well known for his fondness of himself. He picked himself as a bit of a looker and a bit of a ladies' man, that guy. And I suppose compared to the rest of us on the show, he probably was a good-looking guy, but we'll leave that for him to argue with himself. Also, there was Sandy as well. She was a quick-witted, knowledgeable gamer, and sadly, she was only on the podcast for a little while. But she was pretty good too. Coming up after that would be Red, good old Red. He was on the show for quite a long time. He was full of life, full of personality, and he managed a lot of funny jokes. He was hilarious, and all at the same time while being a ranger. How about that? That's pretty impressive.
When you've got no soul, you've got a lot of time for other things.
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. But yeah,
really great.
Sorry, I had to throw it in. Sorry, Brad. We're mates, bro.
Well, arguably, Grejio is probably the most qualified person to take the piss out of you.
This is true. I'm big red beard.
But then that leaves us with the home stretch of Snoogs, who is currently still here, going strong, and the first person to take over the reins of being a host after me. So, you're doing a fantastic job too, mind you. I don't want it back. You can keep doing it. You do amazing. So, Snoogs, you're going strong. Well done. And there's also Ramutha. Also came on board next, but that was pretty much, you guys can fight for 8th spot, I guess, and Grejio as well. But yeah, Rem, female gamer, who would have guessed? I reckon she's a myth, doesn't exist.
No. Well, I'm starting to wonder whether she exists. She started playing Animal Crossing, so I've lost her.
Yeah, nice. Good on her. So she should. It's a fantastic game. But yeah, so those are all of our hosts, past and present, and we thank them. Cheers, guys.
Indeed. Now, mate, while you're going, do you want to take us through? We've come up with a bit of an idea of how to celebrate our 300th episode, being that it is such a milestone. And the people we want to celebrate with is, of course, our agents, our awesome community of the podcast. So, Luke, let us know what we're doing, mate.
All right, so what we're doing now, I put a lot of thought into what we were going to do for episode 300, and I came up with this just last night. I was talking to Snoogs, and I'm like, hey, dude, it's episode 300 tomorrow. We haven't organised anything. So we just quickly on the spot thought, okay, this is what we'll do. And this is what we're going to do, and it's going to go off tonight. So what's going to happen is we're doing a giveaway only for our Agents of Age. And you should know who you are. And we are going to be giving away a brand new video game of your choice. Okay, so it's not going to be like a Mazda 2, nothing like that. We're not the Wheel of Fortune or The Price is Right. We're all self-funded here. So we're giving away a video game of your choice. So any game, whether it's available now or if you want a pre-order, so to speak, so something coming out. There is one caveat though. If the winner happens to be the Wraith, he doesn't get to choose the game. I'm buying Animal Crossing for him. So yeah, look, no, Wraith is in there saying Valhalla. If you win and you want Assassin's Creed Valhalla, absolutely,
you'll get Animal Crossing.
You'll get Animal Crossing. So anything.
And Tom Nook will have a beard on the front cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I've got a box here with filled with everybody's names. There's not a lot of you, so the chances are pretty good. You know, it's pretty high. I have actually put doubles of your names in there just so there's a lot more filler in the box.
just so you feel good about it. You're just like,
yeah, look, there's a lot of people in there. However, everybody has the same amount of doubles. Okay, so it's the odds are even for everybody. But there is a little kicker. There's a little ace card in there. All right. Now, my name, Snoogs' name, and Grej's name is in there as well. Now, what happens if I pull out one of our names? I've done this before. Do you guys remember what the rules are with that?
No.
Yes, but you're doing so well. How about you continue to tell us?
So I'll take that as a no. All right. Well, that is
Battle Royale.
That is basically if one of our names get drawn out first, then that's a buff card. Okay, and what that'll do,
buff card.
Then I'll draw another one, and the person that wins will then be able to upgrade to the next tier. All right, so this is where I'm saying pre-order is probably the best for availability, but then we'll go up to the next level because the prize will be just a standard edition game. However, if one of our names get pulled out first, you get to get the next one up, which is whatever, I don't know, whatever they call it. So does that make sense with the next level up?
Yeah.
So you got a standard edition, a gold edition, and platinum edition. We're going for the standard. If we come out, you get a gold.
Yes. Essentially, yes.
What happens if two of us come out and then someone?
Then we go up to the next tier.
To the platinum.
Yeah.
And if all three, then something weird will happen.
No, well, if it's all three, you go up another tier again. And if that happens to be a collector's edition worth $250, that's what you're getting. Okay, so it's a little bit of a gamble for me because I'm putting my money where my mouth is here. So I'm hoping that it's one of you guys that comes out
we'll
first.
Hear him rummaging. Grejio, fuck off.
Picking out
Lucas,
their names. Actually, I'll turn my video on for that part if you want. I am not fixing this. I love you guys. That's why I'm doing it. It is not fixed at all. And also a special shout out to Trismegistos, Dan. He actually has contributed towards the prize or the giveaway for no reason. Nobody asked, and it was never suggested. He just out of the kindness of his heart has donated towards this giveaway. So that just deserves a special shout out and thanks. So we appreciate that. All right. Yep. So that's how it's going. So there is a chance there that you could get a bloody collector's edition of The Last of Us Part 2. It's the potential is there. We're going to draw this at the end of the show in last words. All right. So you're going to hang on the edge of your seat for the whole show. But that is our promotion for episode 300, and it's a thank you to our Agents of Age. And we didn't want to do a prize that we just opened it up to everybody in social media, because then we get people coming in just for the prize. We don't want that. We want to reward the people that come in, week out. They come and listen to our show because they want to. And and they enjoy it, and they provide just as much as they take away from the show. So that's what you guys are for. And Skrill, yes, you're correct. You are special. So that's it. Yeah, that's how it's working.
Good stuff. All right, well, we're at the part where we've done all the little nitty-gritty bits. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some PS5 leading us off once again with a gameplay reveal. Mojang is changing it up. The Skater returns. Ubisoft Discovery. Move Along Lunacy. Magica, The Ghost, a guessing game, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience video game podcast. This show is recorded during temperatures in summer that are too hot for dragons, and in winter, colder than my mother-in-law's heart. So join us as we discuss video games as best we can, all while dodging redback spiders, brown snakes, and all those other things that try to hurt, maim, or even kill us. But remember, all we need to do is stay alive long enough to see the release of that next awesome video game. Enjoy the show. Hey, did you say Murray Jenga is mixing it up? What the hell did you say?
Mojang is mixing it up.
Oh, Mojang. I'm like, who's Murray Jenga?
He's the guy that came up with the game Jenga.
Oh, Muzza!
Murray. Good old Muzz playing Jenga.
Everyone knows Muzza.
Muzza, he was a bricklayer, had a bunch of bricks, and just went, I can make a game out of this.
Oh,
Now
very
you're
good.
making me question, did it come out as Mojang or Murray Jenga? With a gameplay reveal, Mojang is changing it up. The Skater returns.
I know.
It'll be edited to Murray Jenga.
Yeah. Now that I've said it, hold on a second. Murray Jenga changing it up. There you go. You can just go with it.
Jeff Knightley's mate. Go on, mate. There.
His old buddy. Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning into episode 300 this week. Today is Monday, the 18th of May, 2020. We've already had all our hellos and how are yous, so let's jump straight in with This Week in Gaming. We are going all the way back to 2010. That seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
It's about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Kind of feels forever for me. I was only 30 back then. Red Dead Redemption released in this week. It released on everything. It released everywhere.
They didn't
Of
release
course,
on
Rockstar
everything.
Games.
No PC back then.
Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry. Well, Xbox, PlayStation. We'll see. Back then, Xbox
back
and
then, that
PlayStation
wasn't
was everything.
No, there was still
I didn't have a
PC too.
PC
Just
back
because your poor ass didn't have one didn't mean it didn't exist.
Yeah,
There was no
poor ass
PC
released out
too.
the games.
There's no PC 2. They haven't got to that yet.
Didn't need to. It's been that good.
Of course, published by Rockstar and developed by Rockstar San Diego. The original Red Dead. Everyone here played it.
I did, and after playing it, I wanted to move to the bush and pretend that civilization was pretty much non-existent like it was in that game, and you could just shoot people for being on your property. I could just move to America.
Just do it.
Yeah.
It was the game that killed my PS3.
Oh, really?
In memoriam. Snoogs' PS3. Oh. Everyone's paying their respects in the chat.
Yes, F.
Everyone's got to pay their respects for the PS3.
Did that press F to pay respects? Was that from Call of Duty? Is that where that started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Now, before the show, Luke, I sent you a soundbite.
You did.
Do you want to hit play on that for us?
I can do that.
Now, everyone knows that sound, right?
Yep.
You would have heard it all over the place. So it's actually the Wilhelm scream. Wilhelm scream. It's actually a famous soundbite that was first used in the 1950s.
Yeah.
It has been used in over 441 films and TV series, and of course a few games. Now, apparently, Red Dead Redemption was the first game to use it.
Oh, really?
Yes. So during various times in the single player and the multiplayer sides of the game, when some random person is shot or falls off a cliff or something like that, that sound will actually play. Just a random sound bite that's been all over the place since the 50s. I just thought that was a cool little bit of trivia.
That is. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in Star Wars too, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, one of the stormtroopers falling or something, I think.
Yeah,
It's sort of become a bit of an in-joke. So it was used in Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Disney and Pixar have all picked it up. And yeah, it's all over the place. It's just one of those little bits and pieces that's out there and useless information that we can all hold on to.
And now we've used it.
We have show 300.
We're part of culture now. If we weren't already before,
we're not.
No.
Part of this culture now. The Wilhelm.
All right, boys, let's get into some game talk for the week, shall we?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, Luke, you can lead us off with Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, Animal Crossing, the game that I thought was utterly boring, stupid, slow, grindy, and horrible, is probably my most played game to date. And that is probably more than The Witcher 3. I have played this game. You lose time playing this game, and it just leaks into your head, and every spare second you've got, I could go and pick a bit of fruit right now. It's just every time I talk about this game, I hear myself talking and think I've gone mad. But it's so good. It is a brilliant game. And Nintendo just have secret sauce all over their stuff. It's quite disgusting, really. But I've played quite a lot of Animal Crossing. Look, the last time I checked was about a week ago at 40 hours. I'm only guessing that I'm probably pushing 100 now. There's a fair bit going on in that game. I have finished the story because there kind of is a story, a narrative to it. I had the credits roll today, and I'm still playing the game because there's still a lot of things to do. There's kind of a Pokemon element to it where you've got a Critterpedia, where you've got to catch fish and bugs and all that sort of stuff, and it sort of ticks it off a list. And it's impacted my life. It's impacted my daughter's life to the point where on the weekend just gone, we actually had a trip to Bunnings, spent just under $200 on gardening things. So mulch and flowers and all that sort of stuff. And we made a garden together. So that's a positive impact for video games because I'm spending time with my daughter. And now we have a nice garden.
Awesome.
That's a.
Did you do it out the front or out the back?
It's out the front. Yeah.
Otherwise, so the dog doesn't use it as a bed.
Yeah, the dogs would probably destroy it if we did it out the back. So yeah, it's out the front where the neighbours' cats will probably destroy it.
Yeah, but you can destroy them, and no one will be the wiser.
Yeah, I might just throw some. What poisons cats? Lead bullets.
Yeah, they do suffer from lead poisoning.
A 12-volt battery and a bit of wire.
Yeah, so look, I've put a fair bit of time into it, but I can't stop singing its graces. It's a fantastic game, absolutely worth buying. It was a tough slog getting going and getting my head around the concept, but once you work out what the game wants, it flows and it's quite rewarding. So I'm loving it.
Well, as I said, my wife's had it since Friday, and I'm pretty sure, being that today's Monday, for those listening later on down the track, so she's had it, 4 days? She would easily be in the double figures for hours already. If she's not into 15 hours, I'd be surprised, if not pushing maybe close to 20. So, stupid amount of time spent.
God, I can't hold the controller for that. I can't hold the Switch for that long.
She loves it. She just doesn't put it down.
I'm getting really bad controller drift on my my Joy-Cons, so playing anything at the moment. The kids play everything. It annoys the shit out of me.
The Wraith in the chat's written 99 hours. Is that, have you looked at my time in game, have you? Is that what that is?
Uncle Chunt's got 130 hours.
Well, can we get Uncle Chunt's opinion on the game? Because
Let's get Uncle Chunt in.
All right, let's get him in. Uncle Chunt. All right.
Hi, it me.
Hey. Hi.
That's loud.
I'm here.
That's something I didn't account for. No, you're good. You're good. I've adjusted. That's all good, buddy. How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
Very good, thank you. And for for people that aren't aware, Uncle Chunt is a YouTuber. You got to check out his YouTube channel, Uncle Chunt, and follow him on Twitter. I'll put the links in the show notes for this week's podcast. But Uncle Chunt, tell us, you are a connoisseur of a fine Animal Crossing. What is it that gets you?
Well, I am now all dressed up in samurai warrior garb as a warlord of my island, and I've claimed the biggest plot of land for myself. And I have a female cat servant that tends to my flowers.
Very nice. See, doesn't that sound like something you want to be part of?
And she sends me letters in the mail, so I have something to wake up to in the morning.
Oh,
it's a bit weird, actually.
Oh, actually,
before bed.
I have seen those tweets of your love interest.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I have to a relationship right now. It's pretty good.
Cat gardener geisha scenario.
Yeah, nice.
I'll take it.
All right. So you've put over 130 hours into it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Can I ask you what did you name? I have seen it before, but I can't remember. What did you name your island? Because you get to name your island in this game.
Yeah. I called it the Island of Candor, which is a Superman reference for those playing at home.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, I give a lot of credit to those that can clue on to where I got my name from. It's called Isla Nublar.
Abdullah Oblongata.
You're a noob.
Hey, in the chat, A10, Azrael, they've got it. They know what it is.
Yes.
There you go.
Isla Nublar is the island of Jurassic Park. So naturally, when I get far enough into the game that I can set it up, I'm actually going to set up a Jurassic Park theme with the dinosaur fossils. So I'm going to be setting that up. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, because dinosaurs are animals, so there should be an Animal Crossing.
That
exactly makes sense.
Right. Doesn't matter that they're
I
dead.
see what you did. Nah, I've got a whole museum full of them.
Yes. You haven't filled it, have you?
Almost. I'm just missing like a rib cage and a skull here or there, and I'm good.
Oh wow. Okay. Because
130 hours, son.
Yeah. Yeah. Represent respect.
Oh, that's impressive. All right. Well, I have to have a better look at your island very soon, and I'll have to get you to come and check out mine.
Come visit, and you can meet my cat.
Okay, but I'm not being your servant.
No touching.
All right, cut your head off.
All right, Uncle Chunt, thank you very much. We'll put you back into the den with everybody else.
I'll be here all night.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, and Tan started on the no-no square.
Oh dear, he's going to get banned soon.
Yeah, that's going to be the next swear word.
This is a TikTok-free zone. Thank you. So there you go.
Just like
I am not. Some editing I need to do. All right.
I had to put it in episode 300.
All right. So there you go. I'm not the only one that's batshit crazy about Animal Crossing. There's more than one of us nut jobs.
Oh, Martikins has put a nice little controller sort of extension thing in the chat. I might have to look at something like that so I can play the Switch for a bit longer.
Oh yeah, because you're saying that you get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Those sort of things, the grips. I use the Pro controller, and either I might prop up the Switch with a Pro controller, or I'll play it on the dock on the telly.
Oh, fair enough.
Rem has some grips. I got them for Mother's Day. So.
Oh, they're a very simple and cheap addition that will improve your quality of life while playing a Nintendo Switch, because they are designed for, I guess, convenience rather than hand comfort, because there's no ergonomics to that thing whatsoever.
I've played Totally Reliable Delivery Service.
Oh my God.
Sounds reliable.
Yes, I have played this game.
Mm-hmm. Total Reliable Delivery Service kind of feels a little bit like Moving Out.
Oh, you know, if you want to explain to get people what it is like, it's like that Human Fall Flat.
Human Fall Flat, yes.
Yeah, but with the sort of objective like moving out, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty much just delivering a whole lot of stuff. But I actually wanted to talk more about moving out.
Okay.
So moving out, myself, Lucas, Wraith, and Az. Yeah, we all played on stream the other night, and oh god, that game is batshit crazy.
Oh, isn't it? It's crazy. Look, it is utter mayhem, but it never got frustrating like another game that I'm going to mention shortly. It actually was just quite fun, just mayhem that was good fun.
As we talk about it, I think we should get Az in.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The way that she talks about it is hysterical.
Oh, come on in, Az.
Hey,
come on in and say g'day.
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good stuff. So I wanted to ask, or to get you to tell us a little bit about the experience of playing Moving Out with a bunch of lunatics.
Well, see, I loved Overcooked, which was why when Moving Out was announced, I was like, hell yeah, we've all got to play this. And then when Luke came up with that remote play, found the remote play system, man, that was just mayhem. Like, you're sort of half trying to make everything neat, but then you're just like, nah, screw it, just chuck it out.
Oh, you definitely you go into a level with good intentions of being quick and efficient, and essentially it just turns into chaos. Everything gets broken. People fall into
goes
water.
into a level expecting that?
Well,
that whole idea.
Surely the idea is there. It goes out the window quite quick, but at the start I'm like, let's do this.
It doesn't go out the window. The first person goes and runs through the window.
Yeah, that's right.
To get into the house.
Yeah, because that's the shortest possible route to get the lounge into the truck, or the Ninja Turtle, or the flamingo, or the frog. That was a hilarious night. There's the live stream has been cut down to a very manageable YouTube video. You can go and check out the highlights from that. It's super funny.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And Luke, you found out about the share feature.
Yeah, on Steam, there's a remote play feature. I don't know how long it's been there because I don't remember hearing anything about it. It just sort of popped up one day and said, play with your friends. And I'm like, oh, how does this work? And I tried it with Az, and it worked perfectly. It's a similar feature to what you can have on the PS4, except on Steam it actually works. So it's really good. Essentially, you can play local co-op games over the internet. It's as easy as that. And only one person needs to own the game, and you invite people, they connect and they share your screen, and their controller remotely connects to your computer, and you play like that. And it's really good.
Yeah, and we, like, geographically, we're all reasonably close, but it didn't falter at all. Like there was a few little times when, you know, my screen went a little bit pixelated, but nothing game breaking. It worked really, really well.
Yeah, well, it was perfect on my end.
It was still like you could easily see where you're going and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Wraith mentioned the arcade level. By the end of that, I could barely see where I was going because I was just crying from laughing. Because I took the easy route. I just grabbed the box and like buggered off straight away.
And there's me and Nick struggling hard.
I had to move a lounge across like this like 1x1 square almost like little pathway, and just Nick kept falling off, and then Luke would fall off, and then they'd both end up falling off with just the lounge holding him on the pathway, and the
video is there. Check it out.
Man.
Super funny.
So everyone check out that YouTube video. It's up on our channel at the moment. Az's mum even approves.
Yes, she was laughing along with it. She laughed the most when one of the scenes where we had that pool down the middle, and you just see Snoogs pick up one of the breakable boxes and just chuck it straight at the wall.
Whoops.
And the amount of times Wraith just ran and was like, oh yeah, I'll chuck this, and then just falls into the pool, and we're just like, oh, okay, bye.
It's a little bit crazy.
It's a lot of fun, and it's just, I mean, how long did we end up streaming that for? Like almost 2-3 hours or something?
It was 2.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so it just massive time waster, but so much fun. Like, can't even get angry at the game for any point because it's us. It's our fuck ups.
It is brilliant. The game is available on most things. However, it doesn't have online, so keep that in mind. But it is on Xbox Game Pass. So if you have Xbox Game Pass, absolutely go and give that a try. And I'm pretty sure it's Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. Ooh. Yes, it is. It is, because I had it on PC, but because it was on Windows Store, I had to buy it on Steam so I could use the remote play. So that was how that all works. Of course. So, but yeah, 100% give it a go. It's even fun on your own. Actually, it's okay on your own, but it's better with more than one person. Super fun. All right, Az, we're going to banish you, unless the other guys
thanks for
it.
coming in. Bugger off. See you later.
Get out.
Bye.
All right, so that's moving out. Like I said, there's a video up on YouTube. Make sure you go out and check that out. Next one for me is Wheels of Aurelia.
Never heard of it.
I played this for about a grand total of 15 minutes and turned it off. And then uninstalled it. It's an indie game. It was a game that was free with Epic Store.
Oh, okay.
But I have never seen this style. Well, not even this style. So all I've done literally is driving in a car. I assumed that, I don't know if I'm talking to someone or for two people, because it's just all over the shop. But you're driving along this little car. You can move it with your mouse, but it kind of just follows its own course. And to have this conversation, you use the wheel in the center of the mouse to pick what to say. And you've got like a certain time frame to get things done. But because it's like, you don't know if you're talking to someone or for someone, it just gets all mixed up, because you're having a conversation with yourself, because you're picking both sides, like both responses for both sides of the conversation.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, okay.
And 10, 15 minutes in, that gets frustrating. Yeah, well, there you go. Tan's put up a picture.
Is that? Oh, God. You played that, did you, for 15 minutes?
Yes. I made it through 15 minutes. Had to Google it. There you go.
All right. Well, with that endorsement, I will ignore that game.
Just missed that one. Look, I'm sure there's people out there that enjoy it. It's not for me, but it's weird how it works. So for the first little while, that the woman on the left-hand side of that image, that's who's on the screen, but you're talking for two people. So it kind of doesn't make sense. I'm sitting here making these hand movements because I'm confused. It's weird.
Good game.
But good to go. Greg, Music Racer.
Music Racer.
Music Racer?
So it's a rhythm-based game where you, and like most rhythm-based games, you have a avatar that runs on a rail, and you just have to move to collect dots and avoid obstacles that come at you at light speed. But in this instance, and this is what sort of caught me, is the avatars were all cars. So you play as a car driving through this neon light show of tunnel, and the idea is you pick up these white dots along the way, and the idea is you move from side to side. And there's a couple of different modes. Obviously, there's a standard mode where you have to pick up dots and avoid things coming at you. There's a zone mode where you just have to pick up dots, and then there's a hardcore mode, which I have not even looked at, because even Zen mode, which was kind of the easiest mode, is fucking hard. This game is insanely hard. Now, obviously, I'm not a rhythm game person. I've worked this out very quickly. It is so fast. Like it's Twitch reaction fast. Like you can't look at what's coming and analyze it and go, this is what I need to do. You either do it or you don't do it. And even doing that, there's a good chance you missed it. So I don't understand whether you've just got to learn the pattern, whether the pattern stays the same. It's that quick. I haven't worked it out yet. But look, if you like rhythm games, I gather that you'll probably pick this up and go, yeah, this is cool, you know. But for someone that doesn't normally play rhythm games, hasn't played rhythm games, or haven't played this type of rhythm game, I don't know. I like the music. The music, it's got a very 90s feel. It's all very neon. So the car, like the base car that uses a Lamborghini Countach, it's bright pink, and all the road is like geometric lines of blue and white and orange neon, and there's obviously a lot of sort of 90s synth music that just pumps through it. Look, like I said, I enjoy it. You play. It's got a massive list of songs. Essentially, you just pick a level, you pick a song, and you churn through it, and it gives you a score, which earns you points, so you can unlock more levels and unlock more cars.
What are you playing this on?
This is on Xbox, so it's a Game Pass game. No, it's not a Game Pass game. I picked it up. There was a sale on for car games, and this just happened to be there, and it was like $6, and I was like,
oh my god, that would have been like porn for you. Oh my god, there's a sale on car games. Oh my god. And you were
I didn't spend as much money as you think I did, but mainly because I've got most of them. I saw this and I thought, oh look, for $6, like what's the worst that can happen? I figured I had to play it longer than I've played Maximum Midnight Tune. And if I do that, and I've spent less money on it that way. That was my baseline of how much enjoyment, or at least game time, I had to get out of it for the amount of money I spent, which is fine. It's well and truly exceeded that. Especially for the kids. The kids don't care that it's a car game, and they'll just sit there and I don't know, they think it's funny to try and pick up dots and fail, whereas I just find it frustrating. But the cool thing, I think, and this is very unique to my personality and people that like cars, is the cars that are available to unlock. So the Countach is a very classic 90s supercar, and that's very cool and all, but there's a whole bunch of movie cars that you can unlock in here. So there's the DeLorean, there's Knight Rider, there's the Ferrari out of Miami Vice, there's... what else is there? There's the AE86 out of Initial D.
Batmobile?
Yeah, look, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of cars. The light cycle out of Tron. Yep. Which
the
looks
Batmobile
right at... no, the Batmobile isn't in it.
All right.
Can't believe
what else
that.
have you been playing?
So the other one is Super Street. I'm just going to segue into it because I know that's what we're going for.
Super Street? Another car game?
Yeah, another car game.
Oh, awesome. Totally. All right, tell us about that one.
Yeah, no, I thought for episode 300, I'd go strong what I know. Car games. Yeah, I'd give you... I want to bore the shit out of Radicus this episode. So I went hard. I bought games and I played them. So Super Street, for those that have a good memory, this was on my list of big claim lame game for last year.
Yep.
It was just panned by the community in a whole, and it was on the store for sale. I think it was like $15, and I went, for $15, I want to see what everyone was talking about. I'd watched videos and seen the gameplay and saw how bad it looked from that point of view. But like, this was coming from a bunch of people who, it's Super Street. They're actually a car culture thing. Like, they're part of the Moto Trend group, which produces a lot of car shows, magazines. They're very steeped in car culture. So I figured they had to get something right. Anyway, I turned it on. I want to say graphics wise, but it's not necessarily graphics wise, because the graphics are scaled up for now, but they're not much better than what they would have been. It would be like playing a scaled-up version of Need for Speed right now, of Underground. And probably the physics of it as an arcade racer, they're probably about that old as well. So the gameplay itself is pretty average, but it's the car game, and I will excuse that badness if it's got enough car things in it to make me go, I'm enjoying the car culture of it.
But the big question is it as bad as everyone says?
Well,
short version though.
Yeah, no. I played through the campaign and I've finished 5 series, and I'm willing to go back and finish the other. I'm about halfway through.
Okay.
So I'm willing to finish the series to see where it goes. I have a funny feeling once I finish the series, that'll be the end of it.
All right, so the moral of that entire story, that if you're an absolute car nut enthusiast, crazy son of a bitch, the game's not shit enough for you to not play it. You'll enjoy it.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I'd say I'd play just because I'm a masochist. But I wouldn't say go play this game.
Alrighty then.
There are better car games you can play that get the same sort of feel. But for $15, I was willing to take the hit.
Really?
What's the matter?
You knew it was bad to start with.
Yeah, but like
Are
I
you
said,
really
for $15,
probing that?
I was willing. For $15, I was willing to.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Magicka 2.
Sorry,
if it was $45, I would have gone. Yeah, no, not even looking at the car.
Awesome, but it wasn't. All good, man. All right, Magicka 2. Have you guys played the Magicka games?
Not for a long, long time.
Yeah, well, look,
Wasn't Magicka 2 out a long, long time ago?
It was, probably about 5 or 6 years ago. Now, a quick rundown of what Magicka 2, or we'll just talk about Magicka 2, it's the same as the first one, really. The tagline is learn to spell again, because it's a kind of like a twin stick shooter, and but the trick is to actually cast a spell, because you're like a little wizard. You actually have to input buttons on the controller into a spell, right? So you've got to press A, B, C, whatever, and then you can actually fire. So if you don't, you can't actually fire anything. So it's actually quite tricky, but it's actually quite cool at the same time. However, I have very fond memories of this game that have been completely squashed because I played it with the Wraith the other night. Something that I had completely forgotten is that game has friendly fire.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Look, friendly fire at the best of times is a bit iffy. Playing it with the Wraith, it was a punish. It was a punish. We were really struggling with that game big time. And it got to the point where I actually did hit Alt F4 to save both of our sanity, because the game is a absolute mess. It's so hard, but it's so good. I can't fault it and say it's a bad game. It's just so hard and so frustrating. Playing it with other people is so hard because of all you end up either killing yourself, because if you stuff up and use an electricity power while you're wet, you'll kill yourself. You'll electrocute yourself. And then if you use electricity near your friend, you'll electrocute them and kill them. It's a bloody punish. So I don't want to go into that one too much, but I just thought I'd mention it because it was a bit of a highlight of our night, old Wraithy and myself, cracking the shits at Magicka 2. So if you like a bit of punishment in a local co-op game or an online co-op game, get yourself Magicka 2, because it's on sale on Steam at the moment, and you'll rage, crack the shits, and break a controller. So that was our experience with that. Well, actually,
with that response, let's get Wraithy in.
Let's get his words on that game itself.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Not bad yourselves.
Yeah, good, mate.
Good, mates.
Good night.
So, tell us, how much did you enjoy?
Tell us all about it.
Coming from a bloke who can speak underwater, all I can say is nope, delete.
What was so bad about it?
Oh, what? You have to input the spells you want to cast. Make sure they're not aiming at your co-op partner. Watch out for ledges. Watch out for enemies. I've only got 2 eyes.
That is true. You do. You have to. You can walk off edges as well. That's the thing. And there's enemies everywhere.
God.
I like to think of myself as Raiden. So electricity is my favorite thing. Not at the beach.
Everything gets electrocuted, including yourself and your mates.
Oh, God.
I don't know. My heart's already starting to pump out of my chest just thinking about it.
Good, eh?
It's like instant rage.
So, are you keen? Because we've teed up another game of it with a couple of other guys. Are you going to join us tonight?
Oh, easily.
What?
Glutton for punishment, eh?
It sounds like it. I was joking. We're not playing that tonight.
Thank God. I'll put the raisins away. Oh, my God.
What did you say? I'll put the raisins away.
Raisins. Although raisins would be an interesting way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be there a while.
He slit his wrist with the stem.
That'd be interesting eulogy. All right. Well, before we regret it, we'll put him back in the cage. Thanks, Wraithy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Prolapse.
He got it in.
Oh, he got it in there.
Oh, dear. Thanks, Nick. All right. There you go. We can move on from that punishment of a game.
Nice. Well, last bit from me is lots and lots of Call of Duty. I think I'm over it. I think I'm done for now.
You and me both. I played it the other night, and I absolutely destroyed. Like, I was going like 20 and 5, and I still fucking got the shits and hated it. How does that happen?
It was you, me, and Wraith were playing, and I was sitting on the lounge, so I wasn't in the voice chat because, the computer's at the other end of the house. I usually talk over Xbox because I'm playing on the PlayStation. And you went, I think, like 26-4 or something in one round.
Mm-hmm.
And then next round you're gone. And you left like halfway through the round.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh, look, I'm just at my tether's end. A10 in the chat's got a good idea. Maybe we should just do some private matches and just mess around doing whatever we want.
Yes. Well, get Tanny in for it, actually, mate.
You want A10? All right, A10, we're getting you. I'm just scrolling through the Rolodex. Hang on a sec. All right, you should be in.
G'day, mate. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
Oh, loving it.
Welcome to the
you're
show.
One of our welcome in. You're one of our usuals when it comes to Call of Duty.
Yes.
So how are you finding it at the moment? I'm on level 1. I've just ticked over to 155 for the season, and I think I'm at level 96 with the battle pass.
Yeah, I got to. I think I'm at level 81, but I got my 1000 CP points, my COD points, just so I could get the next battle pass, and I really don't give a shit for it at the moment. Played 2 rounds tonight and was happy to get off.
That's a good point that you've made, because somehow I've lost 50 COD points. I don't know how that happens.
Buying something random, maybe?
There's nothing in the store for 50 COD points. I don't know how that happened. I've got 950 COD points now. I had 1,000. 50 disappeared. I don't know if I lost 50 points for cursing the game and Alt F4ing it a couple of times. I don't know.
Rage quitting costs 50 points, maybe.
If that explains it. If that's right, then that's where it's gone. But I don't know. It's a strange thing.
But yeah, I definitely reckon we should just hit up some private matches and just mess around and get back to having fun.
Shotgun roulette. I like that.
Yeah, there's a few games that you can put together in private matches, which is really, really cool. I mean, you get just as much XP on a private match as you do as not playing it, so we may as well play that. It's a game we can all play together.
And don't you need 1,100 points? Don't you need 1,100 COD points for the next season?
Are you baiting me
don't tell me that.
Are you baiting me to cracking the shits again, or?
No,
because we've had this conversation before. No, it's not 1,100 points. It's 1,000 for the battle pass.
Yeah, the only thing that could have possibly made that worse is if I said
it. God, amateurs.
Terrible. Yours would be 1,000 hours of riding around on the quads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
straight up, bro.
Yeah, what's Greg up to? I don't know. He needs to drive a quad around for 5 minutes or something, so he disappeared.
That was the distance. It's almost like it knew who I was when I came in. It's like, challenge, drive a vehicle for 5 minutes, and I'm like, done.
Yeah, the first time you and I played Plunder,
yes.
I was like, you jumped in the truck. I was like, you good driving? And he goes, that's the one thing I can do.
Yes.
Straight up.
Oh dear.
You guys were all trying to get your money out, and there was a whole bunch of guys shooting at us, and I went, hold my beer. I jumped in a quad bike, rode around, acted like a big tool. Everyone was shooting at me. You guys get your money out, and I got to do something helpful and something I could actually do.
We're playing Plunder with Greg, and we're like, Greg, where are you, man? We're under fire. We need some help. We've got to get this cash out of here. Where are you? And there he is in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, parking all these trucks and cars and buggies in the garage, trying to keep him out of the weather, keep him clean. He's there trying to buff the bonnet and the hood ornaments. I'm like, dude, it's not a fucking street car game.
Be the most badass truck around. Is he going on my Instagram account?
How the fuck has Greg got a Ferrari in this game?
That's a definitely paid for DLC.
Totally. Probably the only one I'd spend money on.
Oh, dear.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thanks for jumping in, Nathan.
No, thank you for having me.
Back in the gulag for you, buddy.
Back you go. Luke, your next rage quit session was moving out. Not moving out, it was Control.
Control. And I was correct. It is the Control is the first game in a trilogy, and the next two are Alt and Delete, because this game is fucked. Now, if you guys remember back, I made very similar comments about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Great game, but it's a maze. I get lost. I can't find my way. There's no objective marker, which is fine. That's all cool. I'll just use the map. But the map is like layered upon layered upon layered, because there's levels, there's mid-levels, there's levels on top of that, there's another level, there's more mid-levels, there's side rooms, there's storage rooms, there's stairs, there's elevators, there's everything is everywhere, and it is so easy to get lost. And I was playing the game a couple of nights in a row, and I kept saying to Az and Nick, and I'm like, hey, guess where I am right now? They're like, where? And I said, fucking lost again! That's where I am! Lost!
Yep.
I will run around for an hour at a time, not knowing where the hell I'm supposed to go. Actually, no, it does put an objective marker where you need to go. But fucked if I know what level that's on, and I don't know how to get to that level, wherever it is. Because there are stairs, ladders, mid-levels, everything, all of that does my head in. Take away the shitty layout of the game and how easy it is to get lost. The game is actually fantastic. Kind of is like Star Wars too, because you've got the telekinesis where you can pick shit up and like without actually picking it up using telekinesis and throw it at your enemies, and damn, you feel like a boss doing that. And the sound effects are brilliant when you press that button and she picks up like a lounge or a dead body or, you know, a red barrel that, yes, will explode. The sound effects are so good, and it feels like a punch when you throw it at their faces and it takes them out. It's so good. The gun that you get in the game, it's like a living thing, and you don't get other guns as far as I know, as far as I got anyway. You don't get guns. You upgrade that one, and it changes its style of fire. So far what I've seen is it can be a pistol, which is like a typical pistol. It then turns into like a revolving chamber sort of machine gun. And then it can also change into a scatter shot, like a shotgun. And it looks pretty cool because the gun's like all animated in your hand, like it's got bits moving around on it. It's a pretty damn cool game, but I just don't like the design. The level design is what destroyed it for me. Got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be spending all night just finding the next objective. So I turned it off, and unfortunately, that's where that game and I part ways. So,
yeah, what were we talking about the other night with it? It was something to do with you had to find and restart some generators or something.
Yes, I had. No, it was
and
like
you spent like half hour, 45 minutes just trying to find the first one.
Yeah, because I had managed to get to the room that the locator was on, right? So I was in the right room, but it was huge. And the objective was to start up the water pumps. And I'm running around looking for, generally in a game, there'll be like a little thing hovering over a switch that you need to go over and pull the lever, turn the things on again. Happy days. This game, there's nothing. I'm like, I cannot find anything that's interactable. I've gone up to everything. And then, of course, you resort to just shooting everything and blowing everything up, thinking you might accidentally stumble across something. And yeah, after about half an hour, 40 minutes, that's essentially how I worked out what I had to do. Because I picked up this thing that was glowing on the ground, which kind of looked like an explosive. I thought it was an explosive, like a reactor or something. And I've picked it up and thrown it, and it got stuck to the big pump. So what I had to do was pick up, they are like batteries. They don't look like batteries, they're cubes that are glowing. I've picked it up and thrown it, and it got stuck to the side of the thing, and it powered it up. And I had to do that to another like two, and then I think I don't know if a switch came available or if that was it. That's all I needed to do, but that was it. But there was no indicator showing that, because when you've unlocked the ability for telekinesis, everything that's throwable gets highlighted when you look at it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, normally in a game, if it's something you need to interact with to progress, they'll highlight it, or it'll be some sort of indicator. Well, everything in this game is highlighted like with an indicator. So it didn't stand out. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm a shit gamer, but I've gotten through many games, and it's just this one that is posing a massive issue on how to progress. That wasn't anything to do with location. It was a bastard to find, but once I got there, even just working out what I needed to do wasn't intuitive. That was the thing. intuitive games make gaming fun. If you just feel like you know what you need to do for being in there, that's good design. This game puts you in and you're constantly thinking, what the fuck what am I supposed to do here? That's bad design, I think. I don't know. That's my opinion. Maybe other people may think otherwise and like the challenge of just walking around and spending ages exploring, trying to find out what to do. If I want to do that, I'll play one of those find a item games. What are they called? Like where you've got to find
hidden
like
puzzle.
Yeah, the hidden item things. That's what I'll play if I want to wander around looking for shit. But yeah, so that was my experience with Control.
I've got to admit the entire time you were playing it, and you use that intuitive, that conversation. You said that a few times. But if a game, most games follow that basic rule of gaming. Where, like you said, interactable objects are highlighted, or you have a certain direction that you need to go.
Yeah.
Once that goes out the window, and because you're not technically in the environment, like the game itself might have been a lot easier or a lot more intuitive if it was a first-person type thing. Because if you go back to Resident Evil that you're playing in VR, you didn't have to keep checking the map because you were in the space. You could tell what needed to go, where you needed to be.
VR games do give you a better layout. So whereas in watching it off a screen, you don't really get a sense for the room that you're in. But when I played Resident Evil 7, I knew my way around that whole game like I'd been there before, because you feel like you're actually in there. Yeah, that is a good point. But
so it might be something that like it's a game where you want to see who you're playing as, you want to see the powers, but it seems to be that they've put some of those mechanics that are more for a VR type game or a first person type game, and it just doesn't translate to that third person view. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Uncle Chunt's put in the chat there saying Ghosts of Tsushima isn't going to have standard markers and shit. Yeah, that's correct. However, Ghosts of Tsushima is an open world game. Okay, you're generally going to be on one plane, albeit the roofs of some buildings. Okay, not multiple levels, multiple rooms. And Ghosts of Tsushima has come out at front and said, there are no markers. The way for you to find your way is by doing this. Whereas Control tells you nothing. If they had said, we're not going to tell you how to do the objectives, you will need to walk around the room and look at things practically and how they would fit the application. You need instruction, because not all games are alike. And if you don't know what this game is like, then you may automatically, without thinking, be playing a game wrong because you're thinking about a previous game you've played or how generally games are played. If you're going to move the goalposts, I believe that you need to make that clear to the player so they know how to start thinking about how to tackle puzzles. But if you give no instruction whatsoever, like if I put you in a room and said, find your way out, with no information that it was like a escape room, well then how are you going to get out? You're going to go through the fucking door, aren't you? But if I tell you it's an escape room, the door's locked, you have to find out another way, some other way, then your mind thinks differently. Does that make sense? I won't ramble on too much more about that.
That makes sense.
I think I've made my point.
That's good. No, that's a good way. Well, that's a good way to finish Game Talk for the week. So you boys got anything else you want to throw in before we close it up?
No, that's enough from me, I think.
That's enough. All right. Well, let's jump into some news. Some news for this week. Let's get good old Radicus in for this bit.
Radicus. Oh, we want Radicus. You sure?
Yeah, I want Radicus in.
All right.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I do. How are you, mate? Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm great. What about you guys? Actually, I know how you guys are. You've already said. I just want to say before you start, just congratulations, guys. It's 300 episodes. Is pretty cool. It's really good. I've been listening for a long time. I look forward to Mondays. I know I've got a sad life, but it's great. Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
We love that you come and join us on a Monday, mate. We're the ones that are sitting here talking to you, so it's all right.
Yeah, no, it's all good. They're you're all good bunch of bastards, that's all.
Oh, good. Cheers. Well, mate, I wanted to grab you in because Luke's going to tell us about Tony Hawk's. And you've been talking up Tony Hawk's a little bit this week and reminding us of some of the awesome music that was around at the time.
Yes. Actually, they actually released the soundtrack got announced today. So there's only 2 songs missing from the original soundtrack, apparently. So
awesome.
Yeah, there's gold fingers in there. That's the main thing.
All right. So last week we heard that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 has been announced, and I've got a little bit of information here that is directly from the marketing company or the PR company saying, to provide players with breathtaking gameplay experiences, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 will blend all the original levels, pro skaters, and old school tricks and more that gamers remember from the 90s and 2000s with new, beautifully recreated levels. This faithful remaster, see, they call it a remaster, but I think it's more of a remake by the sounds of things, will also include...
Yeah, it's not...
Sorry, just one sec.
Go for it.
It fits right in, man. Just
going well, isn't it? Going well. Will also include blockbuster songs from the original franchise. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just to say, it's definitely not a remaster, because the graphics are not the same. I mean, if what they showed is the game, it's definitely not a remaster.
Well, that's right. Now, my understanding of a remaster is they take the original game and give it a new coat of paint. But this doesn't look like that. This looks like they've completely remade the game, which is a remake. But anyway, I don't know. I suppose it's potato, isn't it? A little bit more information here. To celebrate the reveal, Activision has teamed up with Jablinski Games on YouTube starting today, which was last week, to provide the world's first look at gameplay from the iconic warehouse level. Fans can watch as Jack Black and Tony Hawk offer hilarious commentary and banter while playing the level together. Spoiler alert, Jack Black is really shit at it. Go and watch his video on Jablinski Games. He's fucking terrible. It was actually quite good when Tony Hawk started playing the game, because the dude can skate in real life and actually play his own game. But yeah, that's the news there. Excited for that.
Well, I guess we've got a big challenge ahead of us, is to get Snoogs to play it.
Why, you just want someone to beat?
Well, I want someone that's going to be shittier than me, anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, look, I'll be there. I'll be playing it.
Early, mate. I'd use it once and then just sort of twist the controller and go, no, I'm done.
No, you've got to be... They're good fun. They're good fun. Sorry, Lucas.
No, they are good, but they're not actually that hard to play.
I remember differently from the originals. I remember getting extremely frustrated with them.
You don't know how to play Minesweeper, though, do you? Is that you? Oh, no, that's Az.
That's Az. That's the one playing the colouring game.
Oh, yeah. So, what did you say? You don't have the info, Radicus, on what songs are coming or what aren't?
No. Oh, actually, I should have actually got... No, you just Google it. It's actually on Spotify anyway, apparently, the whole list anyway. So, yeah. I didn't, be honest, I didn't take that info. But, yeah, there was only 2 songs missing, so that's pretty good. That's just for licensing.
Yeah, that's a big issue with these games with licensed tracks. But I just really hope that they still have the Zebrahead soundtrack on there, or the songs from Zebrahead anyway.
I reckon there was there. And I had... that was definitely there. Rage Against the Machine was definitely there. Dead Kennedys, so all the good stuff.
Oh, the Dead Kennedys, yeah.
I can't imagine why anyone would say no after all these years.
So the 5 missing songs: Psycho Vision by Suicidal Tendencies, Committed by Unsane, B-Boy Document 99 by High and Mighty, son of a bitch, and Bring the Noise by Anthrax and Public Enemy, and Out with the Old, Alley Life. So there's 2 that I'm really disappointed about. Bring the Noise and B-Boy Document, that sucks ass.
Oh, well, maybe it might come with a Spotify 3-month trial or something. You can just play that.
B-Boy Document won't. It's actually geo-blocked on Spotify. Such bullshit.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of the few songs that's still... It's a pain in the ass.
Oh, well, just download it.
Maybe we should...
YouTube.
Or put a VPN and you can listen to it. Maybe we should get the Heartaches on.
Well, yes. Maybe we get the Heartaches. We'll just play the Heartaches over the top of it. That'll be better than anything.
Awesome. Well, Radicus, thank you for joining us, mate. Now, bugger off.
No worries, guys. Yep.
Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
Oh, my list. Where is my list? PS5 gameplay demo. You didn't bite at the start, Luke. I thought you would have bitten.
What did you say?
PS5 leads us off again with a gameplay reveal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Unreal Engine 5. The demo has come out, and that's what I was talking about, because so many people are claiming it as PS5 gameplay.
Oh, it's not a PS5 game, though.
No, it's not. It's not an anything game.
Yeah, I know.
Demo of Unreal Engine 5's capabilities.
Yeah, and just for confusion's sake, before we started the show, Snoogs made a comment about if I wanted to bite at something that he was going to say, to go ahead. And we went through the intro of the show, and I didn't know what he was talking about. But this is obviously what you're talking about there.
This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I think you've got a stronger opinion on this than I do, which is rare.
I think the main reason for my strong opinion of it is because so many people are claiming it as PS5 gameplay. So many people are claiming that it can't run on an Xbox. I still got 2 notifications today on my Google, on my YouTube details, that were 2 videos again claiming it as the first official PlayStation 5 gameplay reveal.
Yeah, see, that's not right. It's not.
No,
because it's just, in a nutshell, it's just they made that just to go, this is what Unreal 5 is. Really, that's it. Nothing more.
Yes.
And they just piggybacked off the back of Sony for the sake of some hardware, next-gen hardware to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think also if they had said, we've used a PC for this, people are like, so you've spent 20 grand on a PC to make it look that good. So I think the idea is this is PS5 to say, this is what your games are going to look like with Unreal Engine 5, realistically. You don't have to spend $20,000 on a U-Butte PC to make it look this good.
Exactly. And I think that's one thing I wanted to sort of bring out in regards to the release of the information about the Unreal Engine, was the new technology. So obviously with any new leap forward in an engine, whether it be Unreal or anything else, they're upping the amount of polygons, or in this case the triangles. There's now billions of triangles that they talked about. I was more interested in the sound, the way that the sound was being used. So you're getting true surround and directional sound, and also the ray tracing effects, or the lumens, I think they were calling them.
Yeah, they introduced 2 things, one being called lumen, and the other one was nanite.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people have missed was that this thing was made to show off those 2 things. All right, so the actual graphics, because there was a lot of comparisons of the main character's face, the graphics there. A lot of people were putting up screenshots of the face of the character, the female that was in the game, and they were showing a screenshot of, this was the Xbox people, of Senua from Hellblade 2. And the point is, that demo wasn't to show off the graphics. It was to show off lighting, and it was to show off the fact that importing assets from anywhere is easy to do now. Because in the past, what people have done is they go into a program called ZBrush, right? And they create a 3D model. And they do this for 3D printing too, which is why I've got a little bit more information on it. But they go into a program called ZBrush, and they create, like in this demo, they create a statue, all right? And it's very detailed. But the thing is, to put that in a game, they need to change it up so it works in the game, right? With Unreal Engine 4 and before. They would have to lower the amount of polygons so the game would run properly. So this was showing off the amazing lighting of Lumen, and it was showing off the fact that whatever you make in ZBrush, this is the developers I'm talking about, not people, not us. Developers will make an asset in ZBrush, literally copy, paste into the game. You do not have to downscale anything. The billions of triangles that you've used to make it go straight into Unreal Engine 5. That was the point of this. It had nothing to do with gameplay. It had nothing to do with overall graphics. It was lighting and ease of access for devs. And that's what it was. And basically by telling that to us and showing that to us is saying, this shit's going to be super easy for developers to do, so you're going to get stuff that looks like this and better. That was it. That was the point of that. It was nothing to do... they probably shouldn't have mentioned PS5. They should have said, this is running on next-gen console hardware. That's probably all they should have said. But PlayStation 5 probably paid for them to say that. That's...
look, you wouldn't put it past it. It's been, purpose-built around that specific technology and run that technology to its brink. One good thing that I do have to say about the demo, while the guys were talking over it and giving their voiceovers, I didn't hear a PlayStation run in the background.
There was no jets.
So that could be a good thing about what we're going to get for the next gen.
Oh, dear.
But I loved it. Like that's what I was looking for in regards to what we're going to get out of next generation. Like the difference in lighting effect. Lighting is always something that you can really take into account how a game's built and how much of the graphical power it's using out of a machine. And I used to do lighting design, so that's why it's something that I pick up on a lot.
Well, lighting can make the most basic of graphics look thousands of times better. And the best example of that is Minecraft. Have a look at some ray tracing videos. Ray tracing is all lighting. You have a look at Minecraft. It's blocks, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. So if they're doing some amazing stuff with lighting, we're going to get some really good looking games.
Yeah. And the lighting, the reflections, it's going to be good. That's what I took away from it. So I'm really looking forward to that. But speaking of Minecraft, good old Mojang, they've got a name change.
Murray.
Yeah.
Murray Jenga.
Murray Jenga.
They're now Murray Jenga.
Mojango Unchained.
Jesus Christ. Yep. All right. So Mojang is tweaking probably is the easiest way to put it. They're tweaking their name to be referred to as Mojang Studios, not just Mojang anymore. So they've got a new logo to go along with it.
Did they copy that from Xbox? But
possibly.
Wait, and this made news how?
It's the reason behind it.
Okay, all right, cool.
Let him finish.
So there's more. Okay, good.
More behind it. The reason it's gone to studios is because they have a whole lot of biomes all over the world that are all working on a few different things. So they're working on a couple of new games. They're working on a TV series. They're working on a movie. And obviously they're doing upgrades and updates and whatnot to Minecraft itself. So they've tweaked things up a little bit. And with that tweak comes a tweak to the name.
So Mojang to take on Tencent, by the sounds of things.
Could very well be.
So is it new TV shows or just more episodes of the TV show they've already got?
No, it's apparently new ones.
Okay.
So it's literally a 1 minute long trailer that you can find on YouTube that details what they're doing. And they go through how they've redone their logo and they've made these little sentient characters and whatnot. And so it just says they're working on some new TV shows, a new movie, and amongst other things, new games, blah, 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 blah.
Well, Uncle Chunt in the chat, let's not forget that we've got PlayStation Studios now.
Yeah.
I want to be Studios too, please. Can we please?
Yes.
Can we change our name to Age Studios?
Yeah, we're the Age XP Studios now.
I'm pretty sure the PlayStation Studios thing is like 11 years old, though.
Oh, I don't know. Who cares? But
it was changed, and then
I'm just going to take the PlayStation Studios logo animated thing, and I'm just going to superimpose the Age XP on it and put it up on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah, that could work. Let me start using that.
Just copy and paste.
Wait for that sweet
Didn't they get
chord action.
smashed for that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. all the Xbox people going, we thought of it first. No, you fucking didn't.
To be fair,
Marvel's been doing it for years.
To be fair, they have better things to be putting out than a new logo for their studio. No one gives two shits. What they want is information about the next console they're bringing out, not whether they've got a flashy new logo for a studio that has existed for God knows how long.
Yeah, you got to have a new logo, just like they showed off what it's going to be called. That it's going to be called the PS5.
No,
this was
I called that. I called that before anyone else. Oh, and I'm going to get in there now. It's the 18th of May, 2020. I'm predicting PS6 is the next one. Yeah, you heard it here. You heard it here. Write that down. Put it in your calendars. Probably 2027.
Well, no, you want to see a really neat trick. Come on, what's the Xbox going to be one? What's the next Xbox one going to be?
It's the Xbox. Fuck, we lost again. We bought 15 studios. What the fuck happened?
They all went back to Sony. Ghost of Tsushima.
All right, yes, moving on before Uncle Chunt blows a valve. Ghost of Tsushima reveal. We did touch on it a little bit earlier tonight in the show, but we got an 18-minute look into Ghost of Tsushima, which is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and what we got to see is some really cool stuff. There's an open world, and wind and animals will guide your way.
As your mate on Twitter highlighted.
And apparently there is a secret little thing that hasn't been announced yet, which I'm going to fill you all in with. If it's a still day and there's no wind, you can actually drop your guts to lead the way.
Find where you're going to go.
Follow the smell. It's the assassin's way. That way. So yeah, there is no objective marker. Well, I think there are objective markers, but there's just no GPS, so to speak.
Yeah, there's doesn't seem like I don't think there's actual objective markers on like the map. So there is things where someone in trouble will be highlighted by like smoke. So I think fire.
I think there is. I think if you look at the map, it will tell you. You can put down a marker where you need to go, but there's just no indicator when you're out of the map which direction you're going. So you will need to look for visual cues, whether it will be a smokestack or a building or a landmark, or if it's not a main mission, animals can lead the way. So a bird may fly past you and appear to be leading you somewhere. You follow it and it may take you to a point of interest, whether it be a collectible or a side mission or some loot or something, like that. I actually like that idea. I think it sounds pretty cool. But
I'm sold on it.
So it's like Minecraft.
Yeah,
it's nothing like Minecraft.
Well, you follow the dolphins and they lead you somewhere.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
After I was not interested in this, but after an 18-minute look into it, I'm very much interested. It's now firmly on my radar.
Yeah,
it's coming out. I like as well, but so it's being done by Sucker Punch, who did the Infamous ones. That's right. And one of the big things with Infamous was you could go good or bad. And it seems to be with this. Is that how I'm reading it? You've got
look, I don't know if it's going.
Or the ghost.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be as blatant as you're good or you're evil. However, they kind of did make it clear that going stealth is the dishonorable way. Okay, because you're using dirty tricks. You're hiding. You're doing sneak attacks. You're using like weapons like smoke bombs and things like that to catch other people unaware. And in Japanese law, to the way I understand it, they are very respectful. And there's a part of the demo which I really appreciated was how he paid respects to his fallen enemies. So he killed them because he needed to, but he respected the fact that they were a worthy opponent, sort of thing, right? And did you notice the little effect?
So you can't teabag.
No teabagging. But did you notice the little detail where after he had killed somebody and the encounter was over, he actually flicked the blood off the blade and it splattered on the ground before he put it away. I thought that was a really cool little detail. If you didn't notice that, go back and watch the gameplay and check it out. Cool little things like that are what these games set themselves aside, I should say. Sorry, what was that?
As soon as I saw that, I can always remember there was a story that I read years ago, and it's been used in TV and movies since. Most recently, I think it was in not Birds of Prey, the one with Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
Oh, the Suicide Squad,
where once a samurai sword comes out of its sheath, it can't go back in until it's tasted blood.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very old Japanese story that I first heard it on years and years ago. And so as soon when I saw him do that flick, that's the first thing that popped into my head, and it was just I liked that little detail. Just adds a little bit to it.
Yeah. So moving on from that, also we saw a little bit about the combat. So there are stealth kills, which is pretty. It's very Assassin's Creed, but it is the dishonorable way. But there are also something that they showed but didn't go into much detail. Well, they didn't go into any detail. They sort of just showed it. Standoffs, where it looks like, I'm guessing it's timing based, but it looks like if you do it right, you're cutting down enemies with one swipe. But then then if that doesn't work for you, you can go into conventional sort of button mash with blocks and parries and all that sort of stuff. But those standoffs look really cool, where you're sort of standing still, looking for the right moment to strike, and then with the right timing, it's just a
it's a flick and you're done.
Yeah, just one quick swift, and he said like no wasted energy. It is all just done. Moving on to the next sort of thing. I think it's going to be a good game. Now, people that know me know that I'm pretty interested in Japanese lore and Japan in general, because I actually really want to go there, and I had planned to go next year, but Corona fucked that up, you son of a bitch. But anyway, that's for another day. Moving on from that, the combat looks really cool. But the story to it is essentially following how the Mongol invaders have taken over the island of Tsushima, and you play as Jin. He's the ghost or the samurai that must fight to drive them out. So that's the overall arcing story there. You're fighting the Mongols. So that's, in a nutshell, I guess, Ghost of Tsushima. And there's an 18-minute video on YouTube. Go and check it out and look for little details like that little blood flick that I mentioned. It's pretty damn cool.
Very cool. Can't wait to see some more about it. And I'll have it in my little hands very shortly.
Who's got little hands? Fuck, you're a giant.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a saying. All right, last bit of news. Ubisoft has come out, and with everyone working from home and the kids being at home, they've come out and are doing a bit of a giveaway. The giveaway is a discovery tour by Assassin's Creed. So have either of you guys seen any of this yet?
Just what you shared, but I wasn't particularly interested myself.
Fair enough. I will be getting it because I have... One of my daughters in particular questions, everything, and loves old history, and she's always questioning why this, why that.
That would be M. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Exactly, that is M. She likes to watch, the greatest archaeological finds of history on YouTube and things like that. So I'll be getting this for her. The only problem is I've got to download Uplay again to get it. So it's a discovery tour of ancient Egypt and a discovery tour of ancient Greece. And it's a Assassin's Creed type setup. So I haven't actually played it yet. It is available from free.ubisoft.com, and get in there and have a look. There's also a few other bits and pieces in there. And they were also doing some coding for the Rabbids games. Yep. You can help get kids into coding and how it all works. But educational bit of fun. All right. Well, Grejio.
Yo.
Apparently we're going to play a bit of a guessing game.
Yeah. Just a quick guessing game because I've got a bit of news. And it's interesting.
Okay.
So obviously, with the whole pandemic thing happening, obviously, there's been a spike in online gaming sales.
I'm going to go on a limb and say A10's correct.
Sorry,
A10
mate.
in the chat has come up with saying, it's a car game. The odds are in your favour, mate.
Anyway,
sorry, keep going.
So in March, there was actually a new record set for the amount of money that has been globally spent on digital games. So I thought I'd put it out and see if either of you or anyone in the chat would like to guess how much money was spent globally on digital games for March 2020.
3 billion.
6.2.
6.2. We've got a 2.6. No, not just car games, all games. 15 billion from Martikins.
Wow.
Anyone else? Quickly. 4.3. Squirrel says 10. A10 says 5. Going once, going twice. Uncle Chunt's just typing something.
Uncle Chunt
Ray
said
says
4.3.
2.5. He said 4.3. $10 dues from Skrill again. No, you should have gone with your first guess, mate. It's 10 billion.
Oh, wow.
10 billion was spent globally on games for the month of March. Yes, in a month. So yeah, it marks the highest monthly figure ever.
And here I was thinking Martikins was out of his mind. He's probably the closest.
Yeah, well, Skrill said 10 billion to begin with, so he was actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
He said $10.
Yeah. No. Right at the beginning, he said 10 billion.
Oh, is he sure he just said
10B? I'm sure he said 10B. No, he said 10.
He said $10.
No, he did. He said $10. $10. I read it wrong. Anyway, yeah, so 10 billion. So I'm not sure who was closest. It was a 6.2, I think, maybe.
Woo!
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
So, yeah, 10 billion. That's a lot of money.
10 billion.
You can't say that the gaming industry hasn't had its stimulus package because through the pandemic.
Yeah, well, I've donated my fair share of games that I've played for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I may have donated a little bit to that cause.
What did you buy?
I bought a couple. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Oh no, I bought 2 Lego games. I bought 2 Lego games.
It doesn't count if you hit buy on a game that's with Games with Gold or on Game Pass.
One was Harry Potter, and one was one of the Batman ones.
All right, we'll move on from that.
I think that's it for news.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's all I've got.
All done, all dusted. Let's jump into some last words. Before we get to the big part of last words, I'm going to shout out to A10, Az, Martikins, Radicus, Skrill, The Wraith, Dan, and Uncle Chunt, Tris or Dan. Yeah, that'll do. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. Thank you for those that come in and actually had a chat to us. Hope you have had fun. Thank you for sharing episode 300 with us. But before we close it up,
yes, we have to do the draw. Okay, as I said, I'd turn on the video for this one, didn't I? There we go. All right. So I've got this little box here. It says Dad's Bits and Pieces. I got that for Father's Day. And I've got everybody in there. And I'll see if I can find our names. Oh, fuck. They are in there. I promise. How many have I fucking put in here? Make it look like we've got more. Look, you're going to have to take my word for it because... What is that noise? Someone having a
drum roll.
I actually thought that GIF in the chat was making sound. That was weird. I found Grejio in there. Found it.
Woo!
Oh, fuck, you're not going to be able to read that.
I can't see you moving on my screen, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Hang on. Get away from my face. There we go. Can you see? That's Grejio. He was in there. Okay, so, and the other two are in there too. Take my word for it. All right. Oh, put this on the wrong way. All right, I'll put the lid on. Give it a shake for the microphone as well. And we'll lift someone out. And as I said, if it's one of the hosts, It's a buff. But, fuck, I hope it's not one of us. Ooh. I'm going to have to post... What?
It says, screw, wait, so you've already pulled Greg out, so that means you upgraded it, does it?
No, thank fuck I haven't. No, it's someone's name, I've got it, and I'm spending money buying a game and going to have to send it all the way to fucking WA because it's Skrill.
Yeah. Hey!
Woo! Well done, Skrill. You are the winner. And he's a bloody nice guy, so there is no not accepting this prize or any bullshit like that. You're taking it, and you can choose. You can send me a message later with what game you want, whether it be available now or something that's coming out in the future, and we'll get that for you. Standard edition, though, sucker! Wow!
Nice.
Congratulations, Skrill. Couldn't have gone... Well, it could... Well, no, I'm not even going to say that because that just sounds jerky. But congratulations. It's very deserving for Skrill.
Yeah, don't play favourites. The kids will.
No.
Yeah, playing favourites is a good podcast, but it's not something good to do with your friends.
All right. Well, boys, any other last words?
No.
From yourselves?
I did prepare something, but I've done it.
No, mate. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, everyone.
Beautiful. Yes,
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, everyone. While you're jumping around the internet, go and check out Aussie Gamers TV and Snooger Vision over on Twitch, and hit up Grejio XBL on the Instas. That's how the cool kids say it, isn't it?
The Instas, yep.
Instas, something like that. All right. Let's close it up, boys. Shall we do it for another week? Number 300, done and dusted. Thank you very much to everyone that's listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics we have discussed on this show over in our Discord channel. While you're at it, hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and description. For number 300, that is all from me. As always, I have been Snoogs.
I've been Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
See yous.
Bye-bye, dude.
Well, that's the end of another show, and if you're still listening to this part of the show, then know this, we love you. Come and join our exclusive Agents of Age group on Discord using the link in the description. Just join the server and say hi, quoting, "May the age be with you," and you will be added as an Agent of Age. Subscribe to this podcast using the links that are in the description for your convenience. Thanks again, we love you lots. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.